So number 19 here says the school is selling tickets to a choral performance or maybe to a homecoming dance. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 3 adult tickets and 1 child ticket for a total of $38. The school took in $52 on the second day by selling 3 adult tickets and 2 child tickets. Find the price of an adult and the price of a child. Details matter. So tell me what you're talking about at the end of the problem. Some of you told me like 42 and 23 on the quiz and didn't tell me who you were talking about or what you were talking about, or didn't give me dollar signs where dollar signs were needed. Tell me what you're talking about. What's your first equation going to be? What's this one going to look like? And I would use A and C. Nobody?
3a plus c equals 38.
Yeah, 3a plus 1c, so you can just write that as c, equals 38. Okay, the second one, $52 for 3 adults and 2 children, so 3a plus 2c equals 52. Now, here's the deal. You could subtract these because they are not opposites, but to eliminate them, you could subtract them. And if you want to do that, go for it. Just be careful with negatives. I'm going to multiply one of them by a negative just to keep consistent with how we've been doing it. So I'm going to multiply this top one by a -1 and put that here. So this will be a -3a, a -c, and a -38. Okay, and then we're going to add those together. So now I'm just essentially ditching that top one. So 3a plus a -3a is 0. 2c plus a -c is c. And 52 plus a -38 is 14. Okay, what does that mean?
The price of a child ticket is 14.
Yes, so you can just say a child is $14. Like, that's great. If you just write that for me, I'm good with that. An adult, how do we find our adult price? Plug it in. I would plug it into that first one. So 3a plus 14 equals 38. Take away the 14. So you get 3a equals 24. And then divide by 3. So a is 8. Since when are adult tickets cheaper than child tickets, huh? Apparently at this place they are. So adults, $8 a ticket, children, $14 a ticket. Okay. All right, number 20 says Andrew sold 3 more than 6 times the amount of cookie dough that Jack sold. And together they sold 38 boxes of cookie dough. How many boxes did Andrew sell and how many did Jack sell? Can you give me one of those equations? Andrew plus Jack equals what? 38. Together they sold 38. Okay. And it says Andrew sold, so Andrew equals 3 more than 6 times what Jack sold. So, say it again? 3 plus 6J. Sure. I'm going to say 6J plus 3 because whenever we see the more than or the less than, typically we flip them, but that's not wrong. 3 plus 6J is fine. So you have this. Now what do? You substitute. This is your A, so plug it in here. 6J plus 3 plus J is 38. So you get 7J, take away the 3, is 35, and divide by 7. So Jack sold 5 boxes. Okay, which means Andrew sold what? Sold 33 boxes. Right, you're just plugging that 5 right here So A plus 5 equals 38. Take away the 5. All right, pick a number. What do you want to see? Anything down here? Any of these big substitution, elimination, graphing? It's up to you. It's what you need the most. I will help you with.
23.
23. All right, so graphing. The first one, if you just treat that in slope-intercept form, you would move up 2. Okay, and then a slope of 1. So up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. That's just a line. Is this solid or dotted? That's solid. Went a little crooked there. If you plug in 0, 0, 0 is less than or equal to 0 plus 2. So we're saying 0 is less than or equal to 2. Is that true? Yes. So we're going to shade on the 0, 0 side, which is down below here. Okay, so that's our first line. Second line, what shape is this graph? It's a V. Whenever you see absolute value bars, you should have a V. Then minus 3 shifts you where? 3 to the right. Okay, and the plus 1 shifts you where? Up. Just up. Just up 1. So your vertex, if you will, is 3, 1, right? If you want to think of it that way. So 3 to the right and 1 up puts your vertex right here. Is this going to open up or down? Up, because there's no negative out in front, right? It's positive out in front. So you're going to go up 1 over 1 in both directions. Solid or dotted line? A dotted line, because it doesn't have the equal to bar on our symbol, right? So this is dotted here. Okay. And then we plug in 0, 0. So 0 is greater than the absolute value of 0 minus 3 plus 1. So 0 is greater than, this is 3 plus 1. So it's saying 0 is greater than 4. Is that true? No. So we don't want to shade that 0, 0 side. So instead we shade above. Is this the same one that I did in the notes yesterday? Looks the same. Wonder if I gave you the exact same one. So it looks like that. Okay. Actually, the second half of this might be that optional 3.3 to 3.5 review, now that I think about it. There might be overlap with that. I think I might have put them together. What else do you want to see?
27.
All right, this one says a change machine contains nickels, dimes, and quarters. There are 75 coins in the machine, and the value of the coins is $7.25, and there are 5 times as many nickels as dimes, okay? So let's just talk number of coins, and I'm going to use Q, N, and D, okay? Quarters, nickels, dimes. So if I want to use the 75, what's my equation? Nickels.
Plus sign, plus quarters.
Yep.
75.
Nickels plus dimes plus quarters is 75. Okay, remember, dollars stick together. What do I write for that?
10.5 and 10D. 25Q.
So we're going to say 0.05, right? 5 cents for a nickel plus 0.1 D, or if you want the 0 there, you can put the, you don't need the 0, right? 0.1 and 0.10 are the same thing, but if it makes you feel better to see it. And then 0.25 Q equals 7.25. Okay, and then the last one says there are 5 times as many nickels as dimes. So how do you write that? Is it, well, how do you write that? If there are 5 times as many nickels as there are dimes.
Equals 5. Oh, so
5 times as many nickels. So 5 times D, right, will equal the number of nickels. So 5 times the number of dimes will equal the number of nickels. Okay, so there's your 3 equations. Decimals are maybe not the most awesome. So if this were me solving it, I would multiply that whole equation by 100 just to get rid of decimal points. You don't have to. It's not wrong if you don't. I just like it better that way. So I would change this one. I would multiply the whole thing by 100 so that I get 5n plus 10d plus 25q equals 725. I just love to get rid of decimal points. What would you do next? So essentially, we're not using this one anymore. Plug in 5D for all your n's. So if I go here, right, it's going to be 5 times 5D plus 10D plus 25Q equals 725. So that's 25D plus 10D. So it's going to be 35D plus 25Q equals 725 for the first one. Then take that 5D and plug it in here as well. So that's 5D plus D plus Q equals 75. So that's going to be 6D plus Q equals 75. Okay, so now we have this new system with the 2 equations. What would you do there? Want to know what I would do? Would I? I don't know. Would you do substitution or elimination right now? I was going to say I'd eliminate, but I might substitute because Q is pretty easy to isolate right now. I really don't care. Do you have a preference? Substitution. Okay, so let's take away the 6D. Right, so Q equals a negative 6D plus 75. So now we're going to take that and plug it into that first equation. Okay, so we get 35D plus 25 times a negative 6D plus 75 equals 725. Okay, distribute this. What is that? Negative 150. So 35D minus 150D plus 25 times 75 is 1875 equals 725. So subtract that. 35 minus 150 is a negative 115D. Take away the 1875. So 725 minus 1875 is a negative 1150. And then divide by negative 115. And you get 10. Okay, what does that mean? 10 dimes. Okay, now go back up right here. Negative 6 times 10 plus 75. So Q is going to be, 15? Is that what you got? Okay, so 15 quarters, 10 dimes, and then I would go back up to that, probably this one, right? If I know D, 5 times that 10 is going to equal our nickel amount. So nickels would be 50. So we have 10 dimes, 50 nickels, and 15 quarters. Okay, and if you check that, 10 plus 50 plus 15 is 75, which makes sense with that very first equation that we wrote, right? So that's a good check of it, and that'll be your answer. What else do you want to see? Anything from the beginning? What's supplementary? 180. What's a difference? Subtraction, right? Any elimination you want to do? Any substitution? Any graphing you want to do?
Can you do number 26?
26? Okay, so this one says solve by elimination. So your Z's are pretty straightforward here, right? So I'm going to take those first two. Okay, so this is equation 1 and equation 2. And then for my other one, which two am I going to eliminate with?
The first and last one.
I would do 2 and 3 because they're already opposites in 2 and 3, right? You have a negative Z and a positive Z again. So this is your second equation and your third equation. Okay. So let's eliminate here. We're going to add these together. 2x plus 5x is 7x. Negative 2 plus 4 is a positive 2y. This is 0, and you get 2 there. Okay, add these ones together. 5x plus a negative x is 4x. 4y plus a negative y is a positive 3y. This is 0, and we get 3 right there. Now what do you do?
Subtract 7x, the equation, and then the 4x equation. So 7x minus 4x.
Okay, but that's not going to eliminate anything for us right now, right? We're going to put these over top of each other. Right, so here's one equation. Here's our other equation. But what do we got to do to be able to eliminate?
Have like negative and then a positive, so it cancels out.
Right, so I would probably on top multiply by 3. And on bottom, this is my favorite part, you guys. I love this day. I love this. Drumline. Okay, so distribute this, and you get 21x plus 6y equals 6. Distribute this. We gotta go listen. Negative 8x minus 6y equals negative. Okay, so add this together. So this is going to be 13x equals 0. Oh, this always throws people off. Divide by 13. Am I talking to anybody here? X is 0. Okay. Then plug it in. So I would probably plug it in. I'd probably go here. 7 times 0 plus 2y equals 2. So 2y equals 2, divide by 2, so y is 1. Okay, and then go up to one of your first ones. We'll go here. So a negative 0 minus 1 plus z equals 2. So negative 1 plus z equals 2. Add 1. So z is 3. Cool?